Welcome back, everybody. My name is EonShiKeno, and today I've got a game that was sent to me by somebody on the internet. They said, "Yo, this is a really cool game. Check it out." And I thought, okay, why not? So we've got right now we're on, of course, Lost Temple. It looks like our Zerg player is Afflixion. Afflixion, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And of course, our blue player Matt. We're going with a more common BattleNet name, I guess. Probably his original name. So not feeling like he wants to get fancy with some type of handle. So it looks like our Protoss player Matt is just going to build some pylons and some gateways, and it looks like he's going to go for a pretty basic build right now. Yeah, pretty basic build up, pylon, gateway, assimilator, pylon, make a bunch of probes build. So pretty similar there. And our Zerg player Affliction is going to go for some speedlings, more than likely. So of course he's getting very good spawn positions for the Zerg player. Cross-map spawn positions is very common for a Zerg player. Or not common, it is very welcomed as a Zerg player. Zerg players do have those very fast links, so it's not that much of a problem to run across the map like this, be able to do harassment while their army is somewhere else in the map. So the larger the map, the better, it seems, for lings at least, because those things are so stinking fast. So we do have our first queen coming out, and spawning pool being finished, and this drone being rallied over here, so we'll see what he's going to do. Looks like he was just scouting. Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. He was probably just scouting around for any proxy pylons in his base. You know, just doing that little bit of extra work every game seems kind of like, you know, monotonous or kind of worthless, that, you know, 99 times out of 100 there won't be one there, but for the one game there is a proxy pylon in your base, it will save you a loss. So just doing that little bit of effort right there, putting that probe out or that drone out and scouting around for a pylon. Very nice play. So you do see a Zealot being chrono boosted and then another Zealot being chrono boosted. He has not started his warp gate yet, so looks like Matt is forgetting a little bit here. Unless he's not planning on getting warp gates, maybe he's going to go for some type of air build, but I'm pretty sure he just forgot it. As far as I know, this isn't like from any professional tournaments or anything like that. I think this is just a BattleNet game. So this Overlord is gonna see himself out of this base. He sees that Cybernex score is finished. He knows Stalkers will soon follow, and he's actually not leaving. He needs to get out of there for that Stalker season. He's gonna come back up here and look around, but he's gonna lose that guy. The Stalker is just about out. That warp gate is finally being researched, and we're gonna have a 2 gateway into robo build. Our Zerg player now going for his expansion, getting that speed upgrade finished, and then going right in for a hatchery. So he does have quite an excess of gas right now. He probably didn't need to put, he probably could have taken these guys off gas as soon as he got enough gas for his hatchery and then put them back on minerals so he could pump drones a little harder and he could get another queen as soon as his hatchery finishes. So he does have a lot of links, and he hasn't really been doing much with them. He did get supply block because he decided to sacrifice that Overlord, and Matt made him pay for that. Actually, he actually did cancel that building, so you're having a change of heart right now. So we're going to see a queen pop up from there in a second. Looks like there goes the transfer. We do not see a second or any more gases coming up yet, so we might not see some mutas. It's actually there. Actually, is going to lay down a creep tumor, and we're going to see what kind of tech our Protoss player or our Zerg player is getting right now. You can see a robotics bay being built. Oh, this is not looking good for the Zerg player, building Hydralisks. So we're just kind of getting the luck of the draw right now. Matt already has the counter to those Hydralisks with that Colossus without even having to scout. And what else is he building here? He's building a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council and a robotics facility off one base. So I'm going to speed this up here just for a second, because we don't have much action going on. These lings, he needs to at least put one ling here and at least scout, because he hasn't scouted this expo for a really long time. The Zerg player should really be checking that expo just to see if he's fighting against a one base Protoss or a 2 base. That definitely is important when knowing about timing attacks. You know, if you expect like a 1 base Colossus or like a 2 base play, you should definitely be scouting that out and putting these Overlords in some good positions. Like up here is a very good position for a Zerg player, and of course, you know, spread out down here below the base. So we might see this as Protoss player push out as soon as he gets this attack upgrade. He has not yet managed to build an expansion with only 2 gateways and a cybernetics core. He really needs to be throwing down an expansion. He's got about 700 resources, so he could easily be affording that expansion. So how many gases are we up to? We're up 2 gases for the Zerg player. He could really easily be setting up a 3rd expansion right now. He does have the money. He should be using these lings to clear out these rocks right now and setting up that gold. So using an Overlord, and he's running in there and he gets a full bird's eye view of what's going on. He sees Colossus, and he does see that expansion, I think. Let me check this vision right now. Oh, he did not see that expansion, but he saw that one pylon, and that, you know, that's basically an expansion. So some pylons being placed on some gateways. This is kind of a makeshift wall for this expansion. So there we go. He finally just throw up these rocks. And hopefully he'll be throwing down an expansion very soon. So we do have an observer right here. I always get those words mixed up because they're so similar and they're the very similar units. So a Spire now coming up. So after he saw those Colossus, he thought, you know what? I need to make some Corruptors, which is exactly what he needs to be doing. So it looks like we have a fight coming up right here. We'll see what kind of damage this Protoss player can do off his one base against this Zerg. He got the fast expansion. Has a bunch of Lings and Hydras. We're going to see if these Corruptors can get out on time. He's got 4 of them coming. Oh, those are actually Hydras. Where are the Corruptors at? They're the Corruptors. So it looks like those Corruptors are going to finish. We'll see if he's going to have enough. And he's getting his 1-1 attack, 1-1 upgrades for his units. Oh, no! Those Lings just coming right in. And these lost so many Lings, and those Hydras come in a little too late. Most of those Lings were dead before those Hydras even showed up. So these Hydras, it's not even being microed, unfortunately. He just lost everything right there. So now 4 Corruptors coming in. Not having very much AA. He's probably going to lose both of these Colossus just to these 4 Corruptors. That was a little bit of a mistake by this Protoss player. He should have just... He knew he was going to lose these units to these Corruptors. He can't run away. He should have just taken this whole army, ran back in here, and just slaughtered these drones. Actually turning around, he saves one Colossus. And doesn't manage to lose any Corruptors, so somehow Affliction got through that fight. He was on the sour side of that fight, though. Did lose all of his Lings before any of those Hydras even showed up. Unfortunately, there was no creep here in this critical position for those Hydras to be able to get in position faster. So wisely throwing down a creep to him. He's got a bunch of Lings. He's got 1 armor upgrade, and of course 1 ranged attack upgrade for his Zerg units. So he's not yet, there we go, there's his 3rd expansion. Feeling a little safe now after fighting off that attack. He's going to decide to go for a 3rd. So this observer sitting right here just has a good view. He knows that Spire's there. He's actually getting the attack upgrade. I've actually never seen that happen before. I've never seen a Zerg player get the 1 attack upgrade with Corruptors. Usually that only happens with mutas. So let's check out our economy going on right now. So we've got actually the Protoss player is in the lead with 41 to 38 workers. So it's a very close fight, but Protoss player is in the lead with income. And this expansion does finish, but only a couple seconds before this Protoss one does. He could have thrown the expansion up a long time ago. So making a bunch of Corruptors, and he hasn't made any more Hydralisks yet. Oh, there they are. Whoops. I just completely missed them. They're hiding underneath these Overlords. So more drones. Looks like they're going to be transferred down here to get some gold. Now, what some people don't know is that, you know, gold is great and everything. There's, you know, you get, I think, like 7 minerals per trip instead of 5. And, of course, you mine those 7 minerals faster than the normal base. So, I don't know why he just Graviton being a queen, because he doesn't have anything to shoot at it. So that was a little bit of a mistake there by Matt. But anyway, what I was saying is, you can mine from these minerals faster, but this one base has only access to 6 gold or rich mineral fields, while, you know, the normal blue ones have 8. So if you actually saturate these 8 and you saturate these 6, you can actually mine from, you actually get more money out of these 8 than you do these 6. So that's a little interesting fact. So we've got a bunch of Corruptors right now, and let's check out this army. Has he been still making Colossus? He really only has 3 Colossus, so I think he's kind of got way too many Corruptors. Let's see if he's going to go for some type of tech He actually isn't teching yet. He really needs to get that Infestation Pit and get some Broodlords. So looks like we're going to have another fight here. Let's check the army count for this fight. Goes into, whoa, we're neck and neck right now. 142, 142 versus 142. But our Zerg player does have more Harvesters, so army count-wise, he is lower. And a bunch of Lings coming in, and those Corruptors flying straight over, focus firing on those Phoenixes and Colossus. Hydra coming in from the back. And those, what are those Colossus doing? They just walk straight over the Hydralisks. Sorry, Colossus, but you don't do any damage from stepping on people. So, some storms going down these Hydralisks. And let's see if we have some reinforcements for the Zerg player. No reinforcements coming out yet. He needs to work on that micro during these fights. And it looks like our Zerg player is going to lose this expansion to this Protoss player. He needs to cancel that Queen. There he goes, cancels the Queen. And there's probably going to be some Lings here that are going to pop out. Unfortunately, at the worst time of their short little lives, you're going to get slaughtered. And he does have all those Corruptors still alive, so he didn't lose any Corruptors. You definitely want to be Corruptor in this guy's army. And let's see if he's going to pick off any units with those Lings. He might be able to actually surround a couple of these High Templars with those Lings. So we've got, let's see, 4, 6, 8 Warp Gates for our Protoss player. And he actually has 3 Colossals queued in here. He should probably get another robotics facility if he's going to keep planning on going Colossus. And we got some idle probes back here. And a bunch of Chrono Boosts. Let's check the upgrades. He's at... Looks like he's got 1 attack upgrade, 1 armor upgrade for his Warp Gate units. Yep, there they are. And with those High Templars, does he have the Cardarian Amulet yet? Well, let me look for that. He does not have that upgrade yet. He could afford that. So our Zerg player, losing 1 Expo, decides to throw down 2 Expos in return. So let's see if he's got any more tech. No, he's not yet tech to that tier 3. Now going for the 2-2 attack upgrades, getting that level 2 armor and level 2 melee attack upgrade for the Zerg player. He's at 1-1 for his Corruptor, so this Zerg player doing a fairly decent job of getting upgrades. And then finally getting that Infestation Pit. We'll see if he actually gets any Infestors, or if he's just going to go for some Ultralisks. He really kind of needs those Ultralisks. Once you get Storm in the picture, these Lings aren't really good for full frontal attack. They're more better for some kind of quick flanking maneuver after the fight is started, or just for using as a run-by into a base, let's say up here during a fight, or at any point in the game whenever you can see the Protoss army is out of position. So doing a fairly decent job of spreading that creep around. He's got about a third of the map covered, except for this little area over here. No player has yet touched the expansions yet. So we got a bunch of Overlords there being rallied up and some more Hydras. He's sticking with the Hydra Ling Corruptor army. And are we going to see a upgrade into Greater Spire? That hive is almost finished, so the hive is finished. We'll see what he's going to build. Oh, there's the Ultralisks. He's going to go for a Greater Spire too. Doesn't look like it. So he's definitely oversaturated right now. He needs a transfer. Ooh, he's actually got a bunch of drones down here too. He needs to transfer a couple of those down here to the middle, and it looks like we're going to have a fight. So a bunch of Stalkers, Colossus, and quite a few High Templar actually. Wow, 10 High Templar, and those Lings just being thrown away. Oh my gosh. Afflixion needs to work on his Ling control right here. And these Corruptors, Storm's just going down and just slaughtering those Hydra. But of course the Corruptors taking out all the Colossus and more Lings being sent, and those things aren't going to do anything. And he's going to lose these Corruptors unless he runs away. Now here is a point for this Protoss player. You saw him casting all those Psionic Storms on those Corruptors, but once there was 2 or 3 or 4 Corruptors left, it would have been a lot better for him just to use Feedback. Because Feedback is cheaper. It's 50 instead of 75 for a Psionic Storm, and Corruptors spawn with a bunch of energy. So he could have actually probably done more damage and been a lot more efficient with his High Templars if he used Feedback on those Corruptors instead of Psionic Storm.